Update 2 on Tropical Storm Taraji, currently located to the northwest of Okinawa Island in Japan, currently with winds of 40 miles per hour and a pressure of 996 millibars, not really intensifying much at the moment. Positions 26.1 degrees north, 124.8 degrees east. Expected to move towards the the northeast as time goes on in the next 48 to 72 hours as a tropical storm, possibly intensifying a little bit, but not too much, before making landfall in Kyushu Island in Japan, and then starting to weaken and eventually turning post-tropical, possibly over Honshu in Japan, the extreme southwestern part of Honshu. That's where we currently have a gale advisory, as well as in northern Kyushu, the Amami Islands, and in the Okinawa Islands as well. At this time, gale advisories there. This is the probability percentages of tropical storm conditions in the next 96 hours, around 60-70% along those islands there, but looking into Kyushu, 30 to 50%, and into Honshu, around 20 to 30% really for tropical storm conditions. But that doesn't mean that it won't be inclement weather, because there could be some heavy rain that falls from this storm, which could result in some local flooding and maybe landslides or whatever the case may be there. So certainly something to watch out for. Sea surface temperatures then remaining warm where the storm is currently, around 27-28 degrees at this time, and especially when it moves towards the northwest, a little bit warmer slightly, and then as it heads towards Japan making landfall, it will cool off a little bit then. The CMC model then takes the storm clipping the north of Honshu, passing through Kyushu first of all, then moving through Honshu and then moving towards its north, following a fairly similar track to Kongray as a matter of fact, but probably making landfall on Hokkaido as a post-tropical storm. The GFS fairly similar as well, only it dissipates it rather much quicker than the CMC model does. Just like to point out as well, the CMC model also had another typhoon forming in the Western Pacific, but the GFS does not agree with that, at least not at this time. So let's take a look now at the latest satellite imagery. First of all, this visible / infrared, you can see both of them here as night has fallen in the Pacific at this time. How the storms move towards the northeast. Not looking too bad at this time. You can see how its influence is extending all the way up to Japan at the moment. Some rainfall associated with the storm currently moving over the island of Kyushu, but the main core of the storm is still well offshore any islands. The Amami Islands as well may be getting some heavy rainfall on its way to it in the next few hours as well, so that's certainly something to watch out for. But the centre of the storm will not be moving over any land areas, I shouldn't imagine, until it moves over Kyushu in about 3 days time, maybe a little bit less than that if it speeds up a little bit more than what's currently forecasted. So let's take a look at the world so far then. You can see Tropical Depression Kiko very close to becoming a remnant low now. Invest 99E near the Mexican coast, 97L over the Lesser Antilles at the moment, 98L which is just off the coast of Africa, Invest 92S still going in the South Indian Ocean, and we also have Invest 98W and Invest 97W in the Pacific. 97W also known as U2, that's been classified as a tropical storm by the Japanese Meteorological Agency, but the JTWC hasn't issued any tropical storm advisories on that one yet, but you also have Taraji there and Kiko of course at the moment. It is the 13th storm of the 2013 Pacific typhoon season. There's currently been 4 typhoons, 2 of which have reached category 3 intensity. I shouldn't expect that this one will be the 5th to reach typhoon strength. It doesn't really appear likely at this time. I certainly doubt that would happen, but indeed the 13th tropical storm, which is just one less than 2010, which is the current low record holder, so it quite clearly will be passing that one and quite a few above that as time goes on and a few more storms form, which they will. But you can track this storm and indeed any others that may form or are currently active at the website force13.com/stormtracking.html. That's the main page for it. There you can find the overview map with the current active storms overlaid on that map, including invests and including post-tropical storms too for a limited time. You can also find us elsewhere on the web, Facebook and Twitter. Just search Force 13 on either of those. You should find us fairly easily enough, and please do show your support by doing the usual means of engagement, commenting, liking, whatever you wish to do. Subscribing is usually a quite important one as well, which would be quite nice if you wanted to do that. Obviously that means you get more weather updates as they come in. You can also visit the website too. Obviously I've said that already, but that will keep you up to date in between these videos that come out, which are only done periodically. But the next video will be coming out on Taraji at around evening, probably on Tuesday, September the 3rd UTC. But until then, that's all for now.